In a democracy, the will of the people as expressed at the ballot box is sovereign.
And he said, Bertie, we've worked something out. He says, you're the only one in this room, as far as we know, that hasn't murdered somebody.
I enjoyed almost every minute of it. And obviously, I would have liked to have done it for a little while longer.
The first thing John Major said, you have to tell me about Ireland. I don't know anything about Ireland. I may be the Prime Minister, but I don't know anything about it.
Within an hour, I found myself in a lot more trouble than I expected to be in.
We are living way beyond our means.
The Irish government can no longer stand by and see innocent people injured.
When is the general election likely to be?
Well, it's not due till February next year, and it'll be sometime between now and then.
It's in the interests of the country. That responsibility should now pass to a younger man.
The Irish nation was in a disgraceful condition under the external relation.
We do not wish to seek quarrels with any country.
The apparatus through which I am now speaking affords one very stimulating thought that gives no opportunity for the opposition to interrupt.
De Valera was the political leader of the anti-treaty Sinn Féin faction. During the Civil War, the Irish Free State government carried out a policy of executing their anti-treaty opponents.
The extraordinary thing about the Ireland that after the Civil War was how quickly it returned to normality.
Soon after the Civil War, W.T. Cosgrave was faced with a crisis.
Owen MacNeill was the Free State representative on the commission. There were three people. There was Justice Feetham from South Africa, there was a British representative, and there was Owen MacNeill.
Since the ratification of the treaty, Sinn Féin under Eamon de Valera had abstained from the Dáil.
It's now increasingly clear that Kevin O'Higgins was marked for assassination for several months, certainly, by the intelligence officers of the South Dublin elements of the IRA.
The argument that's put forward by Fianna Fáil and De Valera by 1936 is that there's a new IRA.
With De Valera in power, the relationship between Ireland and Britain began to change dramatically.
De Valera's great contribution, in many ways, is to solve the problem of Irish independence.
He saw in the abdication crisis a fantastic opportunity. So the King of England winds up being King of Ireland one day longer because he delays the introduction of the necessary legislation in the Dáil by a day. And what he does was, he wrote totally new legislation, taking the King out of the internal affairs of this date. And it took him that extra day to prepare the legislation and get it through the Dáil.
Well, the 1937 Constitution, contrary to sort of contemporary views, was a document that was put together in a very professional, structured and sort of cold-blooded way.
It was the first time ever, from the time of the Normans, that the Irish were ruled under a writ decided by the ordinary people of the country.
And that's what he himself regarded as his largest achievement, the negotiation of the Anglo-Irish agreements, in particular the defence agreement of 1938, which returned the ports and which means that Ireland can be neutral if there is going to be another war in Europe, and by that stage it looks very likely there is going to be another war in Europe.
Wollen Sie dieses wertlose, unter keinen Umständen dem rechtmäßigen Besitzer zurückgeben?
Good evening. It is with deep sadness that you and I, Irishmen and women of goodwill, have learned of the tragic events which have been taking place in Derry and elsewhere in the north in recent days.
The bottom line that night was, if it does not suit Britain, they will kill you. Because we're not fully fledged subjects, don't forget, it's the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. We're the hind tit. And we knew that night.
One of the most significant achievements of Lynch's first term as Taoiseach was Ireland's entry into the European Economic Community in 1973.
Ireland is the youngest of the states represented here. However, we are one of the oldest nations of Europe.